I was looking at a video and I found out that your parents found your secret stash of G.G.Allin 7-inch records when you were young.
Yes, they did.
Please tell me about that, because it made me laugh a lot.
Well, a friend of mine who had very strict parents, stricter than mine, actually gave me this GGAllin 7-inch, and I hid it behind a small amplifier I had. And when my dad found it, I told him it's not mine, which of course sounds like the most typical lie a teenager would say. And for once it was true. And I didn't have a turntable at the time, so I actually never got to listen to it, but I got grounded for an eternity. But this would have been 1984, 85 maybe. So I think maybe back then it was a bit more of a slap in the face where my parents had no clue. Maybe they have a little bit of a clue now, but...
You described at one of your gigs, somebody burnt their beard.
Yes, this is true.
Please tell me about that.
We have a song called Burning Beard, and we were doing a hometown show. And I looked out in the crowd, and this person just kind of took this lighter and his
took it too literal.
Beard went up, and maybe they had been drinking too, because this thing went up like a firework, and then started slapping his face. And then I realized it was this guy that lived down the street from me, which is kind of unnerving. But I think he's since moved.
Did you ever talk to him about it?
No, that was a very uncomfortable thing. We never ever spoke, but never once.
Never?
But he came to the show and burned his beard, which was kind of creepy.
That is a bit weird. What kind of street do you live in?
It's just a normal, suburban, quiet street with a guy who burns his beard at my shows, I guess.
And this is your first time at Wacken?
Correct.
And I think you find it intriguing to sort of go to places that maybe are not your typical audience for Clutch. How are you feeling about Wacken at the moment? Are you excited about it, or?
Yeah, I feel good about it. You know, we do all sorts of festivals and shows, and sure, this festival is decidedly more metal than than some of them we play, but we've done this before, and I think it's important for any band to get out of their comfort zone and not always preach to your choir, and it's good to feel a little bit out of place. I think that can sometimes work at a band's benefit, but thankfully it's a beautiful day, and we're just here to enjoy it.
And what I find really impressive is that I think you came together at 91 or something. So you've
Yes.
25 years. It's the same guys, which is unusual, especially when you look at the sort of metal bands here. There's so much people coming and going.
The sum is greater than the parts for us. I don't think you could replace any one of us and end up with the same, recipe really. And I think it's all about being on a journey and just seeing what's around the next corner. It's a family, and there's good times and bad times, and sure, there's arguments, but for the most part, we're very lucky to be able to say that it's the same four guys for 25 years.
Absolutely. What are your plans for the future? Are you recording a new record? I think it's...
We are more or less touring until the end of the year. We got shows booked up until December 31st. At that time, we'll take some time off, and I think next year is when we'll start kind of the phase one of writing and recording demos and thinking and working on the next Clutch record. When that'll come out, I don't know, but we'll start working on it.